Hi, my name is Eduardo Flores, and this is Text and Criticism, your best source for sound information about the Greek, the text of the Greek New Testament, and about textual criticism. In this video, we're going to talk about the most ancient documents that have the Greek New Testament. We're talking about uncials from the 4th century and papyri from the 3rd and some believe 2nd century. And what we are going to find out is that when a split occurs in these early documents, we can see that one arm of the split retains the Byzantine text when the other arm goes with private readings. And this phenomena occurs with the uncials representing the Alexandrian text. In general, I'm talking about the Vaticanus and Sinaiticus codices, and also occurs with the Caesarean text. But in this video, we are going to see that it also occurs in the papyri. So come with me. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and to subscribe. Today's video is called Byzantine Text as Base Text for the Egyptian / Alexandrian Papyri and uncials. Dr. Leslie McFall. Let's put okay, and there we go. So in the first 3 videos, we talked about basically this article, and it is called The Significance of Split Text Types for the Recovery of the Recovery of the original text of the Greek New Testament, Leslie McFall. And I'm going to read the first paragraph. The significance of splits in text types has been overlooked in majority text studies. It will be shown in this paper that when any text type splits, one party to the split will retain the reading of the majority text at the same place where the other party diverges from it. And he gives us this chart in which here we have the Byzantine text, and here we have the Caesarean text, and here we have the Egyptian text. This is the united Caesarean text, and when it splits into family 13 and family 1, when family 1 goes on private readings, in the same place, family 13 has Byzantine readings. And the same occurs when family 13 deviates from the common Caesarean text. Family 1 has Byzantine readings. And we also saw that a similar case occurs with the united Egyptian text, represented by the readings of Vaticanus and Sinaiticus that are in agreement. Now, when the Vaticanus splits and the Sinaiticus has a different variance in these places, where the Sinaiticus is different from the Vaticanus retains the majority text readings, and the same occurs with the Vaticanus. When the Vaticanus goes divergent or private, in the same places, the Sinaiticus has the Byzantine reading. We also saw, these two charts are about Matthew. Now, this chart is about the four Gospels. We have readings in which both Vaticanus and Sinaiticus agree and are different than the Byzantine text. But there are, which are about 3,600 times or places. But there are 1,900 times where the Vaticanus in the four Gospels deviates from the reading in Sinaiticus, but Sinaiticus retains the Byzantine text. And there are 3,200 places where the Sinaiticus goes private in the four Gospels, but in these same places, the Vaticanus retains the Byzantine text. There are only about 100 triple variation, meaning that Sinaiticus has one reading, Vaticanus has the other reading, different reading, but neither of them have the same reading as the Byzantine text. But this accounts only for about, I don't know, maybe 0.6% of all the variations. Also, we saw in the third video that since Origen used the text of Family 1 here for his commentary in Matthew, then we can say that the split of Family 1 from the common Caesarean text, the split of Family 1 and Family 13 occurred before the time of Origen. And that the split of the Caesarean and Egyptian text types from the original Byzantine text occurred even before. So that's proof that proves us that not only the Byzantine majority text was the base text that was modified by the Caesarean and the Egyptian editors, but also that this occurred before the year 200. And but there's more evidence. There's more evidence, and Leslie McFall has this article named Index of 1,370 favorite readings in the Gospel of John, chapters 1 through 7, in class and group order. This is the article that we're going to see today. We are going to see the 1,370 variant readings. We're going to see how it connects to the information of the previous article, and we're going to see interesting information. If, says Dr. Leslie McFall in page 41 of the Significance of Split Text Types, if, however, it can be shown that when a split occurs among the Egyptian papyri, the third century and earlier, one party to the split always, with the usual handful of exception, carries the universal text, then this would take the evidence for the existence of the universal Byzantine text as a text type in its own back to a pre-Lucian era. Lucian was in about 350 to 400. So pre-Lucian era, and that's 4th century. Pre-Lucian era it's 2nd and 3rd century. Now, it has been said that you can find Byzantine variants in the papyri. It has been said, and it's correct, there are. But the way the academy interprets that is there are Byzantine variants, but there is no Byzantine text form in the 3rd and 4th century. It is different than from what Dr. Leslie McFall is speaking about. Here I have this in cursive, and in red it says, then this would take the evidence for the existence of the universal Byzantine text as a text type in its own right, as a text type, meaning that we don't only find variants in the papyri, but we find that the text, the Byzantine text as a text type, was already existing when the papyri came into existence as the papyri. That's what he's talking about. Here we have the index of 1,370 variant readings in the Gospel of John, chapters 1 through 7 in class group order. There's a small introduction here. I think we're going to read it. Yeah, there's a small introduction here. Here we have the documents that are collated. And here we have the verses and the variant units. So let's see first the introduction. This document lists all the variants in Papyrus 66, Papyrus 75, Codex Vaticanus, and Codex Sinaiticus in John 112732. There are a total of 1,370 entries. The primary source for the variants was Reuben Swanson's volume, New Testament Greek Manuscripts, John Sheffield Academic Press, 1995. The collation of the 6 printed editions was made by the writer. The visual layout of the data was intended to enable the non-specialist, that is us and you, because specialists don't see videos in YouTube. The visual layout of the data was intended to enable the non-specialist to see where the preponderance of evidence lay for any single variant, no matter how insignificant it might be. It might appear to be. Thus, the presence or absence of the final nu, which is a letter of the Greek alphabet, and final sigma, are included in this index. The 1,370 entries have been divided into 225 classes based on the readings of Papyri 66, 75, Vaticanus, and Sinaiticus. And these 225 classes have been further divided into 67 groups. Each group number is followed by a 4-digit code. Example, EEMTE. E standing for Egyptian and MT standing for majority text. The 4 digits represent the readings of P66, P75, Vaticanus, and Sinaiticus, which are given in fields 41 to 42 and 44 to 45. So let's see a little bit closer. This is a close-up of this part of the chart. And here we have the grouping. See, And you can see that in this case, it's a group characterized by E, 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 E. What does this mean? This means that this first E stands for the reading of Papyrus 66, the second Papyrus 75, the third for the restorer of Codex Vaticanus, and the fourth for the Sinaiticus. So these are excuse me, I think I committed a mistake here. Just let me see something. Okay, so the fields are 41, 42, 44, and 45. Right. So my mistake is that I told you that the 30 is the restorer of Vaticanus, but not, is the original Vaticanus reading. So we have both papyrus and the original readings of the Vaticanus and the Sinaiticus. You can see that we have apples here. And apple means that it's the Alexandrian or Egyptian variant. And since this is E, all these columns are full of apples. So the group is the O1. The class is the O1. Here we have John 5:4, 5:4, 6:45, 7:26, but here we have 4:23, 1:51, 4:51. So these are not in order from 1 to 7 chapters. These are in order of the variants contained, which means that that if John 5:4 in this variant has the 11 words versus omit the words, so Leslie McFall identifies here that the 4 of them, the 2 papyrus and the 2 codices, have the Egyptian text. What else we have here? Okay, so I'm going to go over with you and we're going to see all the evidence. It may be kind of boring, but it's important because we have to see, or we have the to see where is the information, how was it analyzed, and this is important to see if the methodology is correct or not. So here we're starting with group 1 with which is E. And here we have from 41 to 45. See, all these are Egyptian texts or variants, indeed Egyptian texts. The next page of information, we have the third page of information. Here we have the page number. Now this is class 2 of the same four E's. Class 3, class 4, class 5, and it goes on. Now here starts group 2. Remember, we have 225 classes and 67 groups. This group is E, omission, E, which means that Papyrus 66 has an Egyptian variant, which is omitted in Papyrus 75, but is present in Vaticanus and Sinaiticus. So how many do we have? Here we have, I think, group 1 only has 1. Now here we have group 3, And you can see here the classification. This is page 4 of the data sheet. Page 5, 6, 7. You can see all the work that he did. How long do you think it took him? Page 10. Maybe it took him, I don't know, 4 years, 5 years to group all the information and classify it and analyze it. So this is tough work. If it was not because of his work, we would still be thinking if the Byzantine was the text or the Alexandrian. But now there's clarity. We are, let's see, we are in group, I think it says, sorry for my low eyesight. I think it says 54, maybe. We're on page 16. No, it said 34. And there's more information, and you're able to see that here we have this column that pertains to, which one is it? This is the Vaticanus. See? And we can see that in this group 42, there's the P66, Papyri 66 has the Mayority Text variant. Also Papyri 75, and also the Sinaiticus. The Vaticanus is the only one with the Egyptian variant. And we can see that here. This is the column for Papyri 66. Next is the column for Papyri 75. So we can visually see it. So let's go ahead. We have 20 pages of information. We are in group 48. You see, you can repeat this if you are not, if you don't agree with the conclusions. So repeat the methodology and see if you get the same data. And this is science. You can repeat this, and you should get the same data and results. Not necessarily the same conclusions, because the analysis, we have our own presuppositions, and we input them when we have to analyze the data. So this is the end of the document, and here it says Leslie McFall, April 30th, 2015. Now, from the raw information, which is what was not totally raw, it was divided in classes and in groups. We have this second chart. Here we have it more clearly. See, we have the groups and the classification of the variants in P66, P75, Vaticanus, and Sinaiticus. Textual criticism has talked a lot about how Vaticanus and Papyrus 75 are very similar, and they talk about a percentage about from 83 to 87% of agreement. So they say, see, there's, you have two most ancient documents, important ancient documents that speak about the Alexandrian text in the 3rd, 4th century. But that's not a high coherence. There's more coherence in family 35 documents, which is KR. Family 35 documents have coherence going from 99% to 100. So it's 83, 87% is high, but it's not such a good grade. Now, here we have the more groupings. For example, this group 11 is empty. We have more groupings here. So the information is neatly organized. Now, this is the third stage of the methodology. And this is where the cheese is. Here we have, I think, yes, this is a bird's eye view. This deals with the Vaticanus and the Papyri 75. And this column deals with the P66 and the Sinaiticus. From here upwards is the information that is usable. From here downwards is information that cannot be used for this research. Now, this is a close-up, and we can see now that there are places where Vaticanus and P75 have both the same variants. And this occurs in 145 places. See, they have the same variants. 145 places. There are 140 places where the four have the same, but this 140 places is not relevant for the splitting analysis because they are not splitting. So there are 140 variants in which the four have the Egyptian text. There are 145 in which these two have the same Egyptian text and the others not necessarily. And there's further, here we have the splitting in the Vaticanus having the Egyptian text and P75 having the Mayority text, and vice versa. Here we have, and those were 110. And now we have 89 variants in which P75 has the Egyptian variant and Vaticanus retains the Byzantine. So when they're splitting of any text type or grouping, when they're splitting, one of the two retains the Byzantine variant. Now here it says these box groups do not contribute to the evidence because P75 lacks the text or both agree with the majority. So in places where both agree with the majority, we cannot examine any splitting. The same for this other part of the chart. So now we are going to read this just to not make any mistake. This chart highlights the split in the Egyptian text type. On one side are P66 and Sinaiticus, and on the other side are P75 and Vaticanus. The 140 non-majority text variants in group 1 are common, which is here, are common to the four Egyptian sources and are the earliest departures from the original text. Important observations. When Vaticanus splits from 75, which is here, this is the Vaticanus, this is the P75. One of these two sources will be a witness, in this case P75, to the majority text. There are only a few cases where this is not so. Vaticanus agrees with the majority text 96 times, which is 89 plus 7. Here, Vaticanus agrees with the majority text when P75 deviates from the majority text. But P75 agrees with the majority text 110 times, which are this the groupings, and this the amount of variants. When but P75 agrees with the majority text 110 times when Vaticanus deviates from the majority text. See? Now, this is the other side. Here we have P66 and Sinaiticus. So this says the same. See, there is 140 in agreement. There is, in this case, 115 in which both are agreeing in between each other. And then we have the split. We have P66. When P66 splits, the Sinaiticus has the majority text. And when the majority text splits from P66, P66 has the majority text. So if, however, says the doctor, it can be shown that when a split occurs among the Egyptian papyri of the 3rd century and earlier, one party to the split always, with the usual handful of exceptions, carries the universal text. So if this happens, and we just saw that it does, then this would take the evidence for the existence of the universal text as a text type in its own, back to a pre-Lucian era. What emerges from this analysis of the variants in John is that the majority Byzantine text is the universal text from which both pairs of Egyptian manuscripts were departing. The majority text is the ground, the base text that formed the foundation for the Egyptian texts. It therefore predates the emergence of the Egyptian text. So there you have it. So there you have it. See, we did not have this information before 2015, so this is new. I understand there are people that are not this well informed, and that's okay. But starting from now, I'm giving out this information. It obviously doesn't come from me. It comes from Dr. Leslie McFall, but he passed away. So there's no one who is talking about this except for their family, who have put a website after he's passing away, and have uploaded all the critical text topics, articles from Leslie McFall. I found them around 1 year ago, and I've been seeing the evidence, meditating, checking some data. I've been seeing if it's well done, if it's not well done, or what are the basis of his arguments and everything. And his main conclusion is that when any text type splits, one side of the split retains the majority text, the Byzantine text reading, which means that which was the text that was modified? The Byzantine text. So we have the Byzantine text before the Egyptian papyri, because the Byzantine text then was taken and was modified by the Egyptians to form the Egyptian text. And then later on, the Egyptian text the common Egyptian text, was modified by the creator of Sinaiticus and the creator of Vaticanus to produce both manuscripts of the 4th century, of half of the 4th century. But what we have been hearing in the last 150 years or more, coming from the academy, coming from believers and unbelievers that study the Greek New Testament, is that a kind of original, outstand, neutral text was modified in the 4th century to form the Byzantine text. No, sir. It's the other way around. It's the other way around. The Byzantine text was the one that was modified in the 3rd century or earlier to form in one side the Caesarean text and in the other side the Egyptian text. Because when they diverge, one of the arms retains the majority text reading. And it's I mean, Dr. Leslie McFall is a genius. His work is incredible. Nobody's talking about this. I haven't heard this. I've been what's the word? Monitorizando. I've been monitoring or observing the most important websites of textual criticism, the most important textual critics. I've been monetarizing. I don't know the word. I do not know the word. I've been observing the YouTube videos coming from people that are Byzantine texts, that are non-Byzantine texts, people that are a KJV only. Nobody is speaking about Leslie McFall. And so, and this is not good, because his research is the most meaningful research done about the Byzantine text and the splitting of the texts. It may be in the last 50 to 60 years. Previous of that is Van Soden and Hoskier, who collated manuscripts and came to some conclusions, and we have data. That data was the basis for the Koine text, and both the Robinson and Pierpont and Hutchinson Farstad used Van Soden's information, Van Soden's Koine text to form their own Greek text editions. But now we have this information. We have more information. So Dr. Leslie McFall, he knew about Family 35. He knew about it. And there are some interesting commentaries about the work of Dr. Pickering. He knew about it. Dr. Leslie McFall did not have time to produce a Greek edition. But he said that since Robinson and Pierpont and Hutchinson Farstad are based on Van Soden, but Van Soden's work was not, perfect, was not so reliable. So these two editions that I just mentioned are just a first step, that there must be more collations, that when all the manuscripts are collated, then we can group them, and then we can analyze them, and we can see where is the text or reconstruct the text. So he, although he did not put on his own edition, he speaks about the majority text, the Byzantine text, the universal text being the same thing. So if the Byzantine majority universal text was the one that was modified by the Caesareans and the Egyptians, it means that it predates them. It means that is the original text form. And analyzing the Byzantine text, we have certain groupings, and in those groups, family 35, which is KKR, is the most cohesive group. Then family 35 is where the other smaller branches of the Byzantine text departed from. So it's interesting. I think it's groundbreaking. For you Byzantine guys, this should be the best news ever. Now, so I would invite you to check all the information in these articles of Dr. Leslie McFall. In next video, which is the 5th video, we are going to talk about more about his methodology and how he took the decisions and more information. And then maybe we're going to talk about family 35 to be able to show you more about the greatness of these two scholars. On one side, Dr. Leslie McFall, and on the other side, Dr. Pickering. Have a good day, and may God bless you.